Bruh, bruh, listen, listen. I'm genuinely, I'm on, I'm on the brink of tears. To be honest with you, I'm genuinely on the verge of tears, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, we gotta talk. We gotta talk, bro. Um, um, listen, listen. I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all know I keep it a buck. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, bro. I didn't get paid by anybody. Nobody paid me. This is all me. I swear to you, on my life, bro, on my life, on like my family's life, on everything that I love. There was a person who walked out of the theater in the third act. He walked out of the theater. I wanted to take a picture of it. He walked out of the theater. Listen, I could be exaggerating. You can't say, but there is no one, and I mean nobody, who can watch this film and say it was good. It's impossible. It's impossible. Now, I saw a bunch of reviews, and to be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie, I was rooting for the film because it's Superman. And they got the classical music. Da, 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 da. Zack Snyder completely fucked up with that. I don't know what to tell you. I know there are probably a lot of Snyder fans who wanted this film to fail. I'm not one of them. I didn't like Zack Snyder's Superman. I didn't. I thought he was very much Batman with an S on his chest. Like this mofo, the colors were drab. I didn't like it. Okay, there was never that moment. I was like, yeah. I think they started to soften him up in the Justice League, right? Where he's joking around with Flash and everything. You know, he's joking around with Cyborg. But by that time, it was already too late because Black Adam, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, fuck you, guy. You destroyed it. Even though I really liked his appearance in Black Adam, where he had the S curl. He's like, you know, dun, 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 dun. I loved it. So in a Superman film, I grew up with Christopher Reeves. I love Christopher Reeves. Just is what it is. There's nothing like seeing that helicopter or him trying to scramble around to find a place to change, right? There's nothing like that scene. Nothing tops that scene that I've come across of him like, whoa, man, that's a flight. Excuse me. Right? There's nothing tops that. Nothing. Dun, and then the Superman, the theme swells. Dun, 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 grabs her, and then the helicopter, and then it stops. And he's like, you know, you got me, who's got you? And the helicopter, and he grabs it, dun, and then the theme goes, dun, dun, it gives me goosebumps. I don't know, as a kid, I loved it. Even as an adult, I love it. It's powerful. So for them to evoke that music, they've got to use it right. And, bruh, this is the worst Superman film to date. This doesn't even feel like a Superman film. It's so, the editing, everything. Everything that I feared, bro, came to pass. Everything when I talk about a trailer movie, this is a trailer movie. The best scenes in the film are in the trailer. I kid you not. Him spinning around and doing the laser vision. Him holding the dog, not the dog, but the kaiju. That's it, bro. That's all you're gonna get. This film starts, I swear to you as God is my witness, 3 centuries ago, metahumans came to the planet and now they're among us. Three decades ago, metahumans are now moving on to the world. 3 months ago, Superman just stopped a war in Bolivia or whatever. 3 minutes ago, Superman just lost the first fight of his life against the Lord Boravia. 3 seconds ago. I kid you not, that's how the film starts. And I'm like, this is a crazy way to force some exposition into this film. This is how you're gonna start off. It starts off, boom. You know, in the trailer where he lands and I'm like, okay, you start off showing Superman with his butt beat. Okay, here's the thing. Y'all remember how I was talking about the dog scene? Because y'all don't. It feels like James Gunn, just shoot me, bro. Just shoot me. Take a knife and pierce my freaking soul. All right? Just do that. But please stay away from Superman. Please stay away. I will sacrifice for Tribune, bro. I will sacrifice my life so that James Gunn will never touch Superman IP again. Okay? That's how serious I am. I'm dead ass serious. I will go and do voluntary, what is it? When you sit down and you pass away, I kid you not, I will sacrifice my life, bro. My soul for James Gunn never to touch Superman ever again. That's how serious I am. Because y'all remember I was talking about the dog scene and the dog hitting Superman and him going, ah, Krypto, and him go, Krypto. That whole scene is in the beginning, first part of the movie. So our first experience with Krypto is him beating up Superman. Now, what I thought he was going to do, is what any intelligent filmmaker would do, is to have Krypto, we introduce Krypto, Superman not being injured, but Krypto just being a fun dog, where he's like, ooh, boom, 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 right? And then that's a foreshadow for when Superman is hurt and he's not able to play, right? Because if you see him playing with Krypto and, throwing a football and, Krypto's going to get it and he's being a bit rough and everything, fine, we get it. He plays with Krypto and Krypto's a bit rough with him. That would have been funny now that Superman is injured and Krypto's like, okay, let's go play. Bam, bam. No, this is the first scene. Is Krypto doing this to Superman. This is our first introduction to Superman. He's bruised and battered. He lost his first fight and he's gasping for air. I'm like, okay. So the scene that they released? That's the first half. He takes him to the Fortress of Solitude. We've seen all this. The trailers, the clips, we've seen all this. They bring him up. They put him in the sun. Ah! Now, the thing is, what they don't show is that he's replaying his parents' video, right? They crash land, so the second half of the video it's always messed up. So they just play it on repeat. And it's Jor-El, whatever he's saying, Kal-El and blah, 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 blah. We don't know what he's saying, but he's translating. Hey, you are the last son of Krypton. We have sent you to Earth, okay? We have sent you to Earth, and it cuts off. You are the last son of Krypton. You are our hope. You are everything we love, we cherish, we care about you. That's why we have sent you to Earth, and it cuts off, right? But he's repeating it, and it's just like him repeating it, and and the sun. That scene, how they fade? You know how they fade in the trailer from him going, ah! They literally do the same fade into the next shot. Bruh, the editor, whoever edited this, they should be locked up. I'm dead ass. They should be locked up, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. They should be locked up. This film is piss poorly edited, bro. I'm not even lying to you. It's poorly edited. Anyways, we get into what is it? Because the engineer is trying to find the fortress. She sees the fortress and it goes underground, right? This is how the movie cuts. The engineer, after that cut, it cuts to her like, right? She sees the fortress is underground. She's like, I can't reach it. And Lex Luthor is like, don't worry about it. We know where it's located. Okay. Okay. We don't know anything about the engineer. She's just apparently, they give like a little loose line about how she dedicated her science to fighting Superman or whatever, because Lex Luthor put nanobots in her system and that's how she can change anything. Okay, whatever. I kid this, bro. This movie is crazy bad. It then cuts To anybody who's saying anything other, it was peak, ban them. Ban them. Genuinely, do we have any mods in the chat? Ban them. I'm not going to allow y'all to just lie to people like that, saying that it was, I'm telling you what happened. Notice that they're saying it was peak. They're not disputing anything that I'm saying right now. I saw the film. You can't tell me, bruh. Okay? You can't tell me. Ban anyone who was saying it was peak and they're just bold-faced fucking lying to you, bro. They're just fucking lying to you, fam. They're just lying to you. I'm not here to lie to you. Now, what I'm saying thus far has you interested, so be it. Then we just have clearly different tastes. It just is what it is. All right? Ban Mad Dog. Ban him, bro. GC, ban him. ASAP. I'm not going to allow people to just fucking lie to you about the film that I just saw. You're crazy. Anyways, hold on. Let me see. I'll put you as a mod, Big Punk. Anyways, we cut to her. Lex tells her to back off, right? We got the location. That's all we need. Then we cut to what is the Pentagon, right? I know it's the Pentagon because I know what the Pentagon looks like. We've seen it in enough films, like Marvel films, but it doesn't tell you it's the Pentagon. There is no lower thirds. So in like filmmaking 101, whenever they switch location, they inform the audience where they're going, right? It just shows, bro, let me see if I can pull it up. I kid you not, like, this is the Pentagon. But I bet my life, everyone in the audience was like, dur. I kid you not. You know the overhead shot of the Pentagon? I kid you not, this is what they show. I was just like, y'all not gonna let people know that this is the Pentagon? Because all you see is this. I swear to God, bro. This is all you see, and Lex Luthor is talking. I'm like, okay, there's no lower third saying the Pentagon, noon, Pentagon, 12 a.m., nothing. It just shows it just cuts to this, fam. It literally cuts to this. And Lex Luthor is discussing, right? Hey, we got Superman here. Now, once again, we don't see Superman intervene in the war. Listen to what I'm telling you. We never see him intervene in the war. This already happened. They cut to us. They cut to him. We don't even see the fight, bruh. Okay, we don't see the fight in the war. They cut. That's because, remember, the film starts off with saying, hey, Superman just lost his first battle. So Lex Luthor's at the fucking Pentagon, and he's like, listen, Superman intervened in a war, and you didn't tell him to. And he's one of the most powerful metahumans there is. We've got to at least take him into questioning. And he shows, hey, I've got the engineer. Okay, she dedicated her body to science. I've got Ultraman. He's just as strong as Superman. And then I got my legion of soldiers. Okay, we call ourselves Planet Watch. Allow us, Planet Watch, to take Superman in for questioning at least. They're like, it's like, I don't know what the budget is, because they don't show you any hall rooms. They don't show you the hallways. They don't show you any rooms. They don't show you any staff, fam. It's literally just one room, and it's like this circle shot. He's just going around in circles because they're at a circular table, and he's just going, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? He's Superman is this, and Superman is that, and he's dangerous, and blah, blah, blah. Just circle, bro. He's just walking around. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, whatever. But they're like, we can't allow you to do that. Do you know he's a threat? Until he proves himself to be a threat, we can't allow you to take him in. And also, people love Superman. The optics of this is horrible. And it's like, okay, all right. The government is like, the optics of taking in a fucking alien is horrible. And we can't take him in because he hasn't done anything for us to take him in, right? He hasn't done any escalated violence. I'm like, yeah, that's very much like the government, right? That's very much like the government, right? It's not like the government has never planted, a story or any. Anyways, you have to suspend your disbelief. I'm like, okay, the government, absolutely. The government is the good guys here, okay? The government's telling Lex Luthor, we can't do that, Lex. And Lex is just fucking pissed. He's like, damn it. So then he goes to the Fortress of Solitude, okay? Because he knows it's a Fortress of Solitude due to, what is it? Due to the engineer going there, right? I forgot the scene where he fights Boravia guy. The scene is like a few seconds. That's what it is. That's what that's what the scene. It's a few seconds, and it's just Superman getting his ass whooped. That's all it is. It's Superman getting his ass whooped. Okay, just so we're clear. What happens? I'm trying to. No, that's next. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm traumatized by this fucking movie. So, anyways, Lex is like, okay, we're going to the Fortress of Solitude. They find the Fortress of Solitude. The thing comes up. Superman symbol comes. It opens up. They walk inside. We're like, how the fuck did he just walk inside like that, right? Like, what the hell? He just walked up in there? So, you know, the Superman robots? Fucking useless. Absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Like, Ultraman is like doing like Mortal Kombat moves on them and ripping out their spine. I'm just like, bro, they're kids in the audience, fam. They're kids in the audience. And I get that it's robots, but I'm just like, bro, what? He's like going, bam. The chick is, you know, we've seen all this, right? This is all in the trailer. And it cuts to this. This is all in the trailer. Like, there's nothing here that we haven't seen in the trailer. Bam, the scene, right? The smoke, all of this. So he kills all these things. Krypto, you know, attacks a girl. She does a little thing on Krypto's face. And he's like, whatever. Then it cuts to the next shot that we've seen. Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's the focal point of the world. We've got to find something here that'll maybe will at least, you know, convince the general that we've got to, you know, destroy him. We've seen all this, right? So the chick, the engineer, is like, he asks her, can you hack it? I'm like, how the fuck? I don't know, because I don't know anything about the engineer. I'm right alongside everyone else in the audience. All I know is that she was human and he injected nanobots into her, and nanites, he calls them, into her bloodstream. That's all we know, and that she can become anything. She can turn into anything. That's all we know. Somehow, she also has the ability to hack an alien interface in the Fortress of Solitude. And all these wires come out of her, and she starts to raise up, and she's like, and they play the video. They notice the video, right? The video of his parents. And it's him saying, Jor-El, we love you, we miss you, and everything. She's like, there's more. I can definitely, it must have been damaged, but I can undamage it and recover it. He's like, okay, do it. And she's like, so they're wondering, like, well, because his dumb girlfriend is there. Literally just fucking stupid. She's there. She's like, how are we going to stop? You know, what happened if he returns? And he's like, don't worry about it. I've created a distraction. Cut to midnight. I swear to God. We go from daytime in the Fortress of Solitude. Boom, midnight. And it's dark, right? And the two little stooges, his lackeys, got this something in this box, and it's going, bro, I kid you not. I swear to you. So they open it, and it's a little monster. Y'all know the little, hold on. Y'all think I'm lying. I swear to God to you, I'm not. It's the little monster thing. Here it is. Hold on. Bro, like, this is literally a trailer movie. I kid you not. Everything, all the cool parts are in the trailer. It's this shot right here. But it's not this shot. But it's the monster. You all know the monster. But it's a little small guy, right? He's a little small guy. And one of the lackeys is like, he's pretty small for, you know, a distraction, right? And and the other guy's like, don't worry, he'll grow. So this little monster comes out, he blows fire, and then goes into the city. We cut, I swear to you, as God is my fucking witness, we cut to this shot. We cut to, nothing. We cut to this shot. Literally this shot, fam. I'm like, what Am I the only one who's fucking confused? How the fuck did it go from this little thing to that big thing? We didn't see that transformation? I swear to you, fam. It cuts just like that. It's nighttime. The little guy is... We cut to the dog. I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's no way. We cut to this dog in the daytime, and the monster's here, right? All this plays out. Everything is here in the film. Like, just random dog, Superman. Remember, because Superman, I forgot, because that scene where Krypto, where he's recovering, where he's like, he's like, no can do, I have to get back to the fray or whatever, right? I forgot to tell you about that. No can do, I have to get back to the fray. So, so the scene where Krypto's destroyed everything, all that's in the shot. His foot, you remember how his foot becomes a clown foot? That's still in the movie. Listen to me. You know the lens era that they had? The clip? That's still in the movie. That's correct. That's still in the movie. Okay? And he goes and he flies off. I skipped the fight with the Boravia guy, but that was just stupid. What we got from the Boravia fight, because he's not really fighting, it's just Superman getting his ass whooped. And it happens in like 3 seconds or something. But there is a pivotal character in there. So when Superman's getting his bucket, you know the Indian guy who's like, come on, Superman. Come on, Superman. You helped us out all these times. Come on, Superman. Right? The little Indian guy helps him up. He's like, okay, yeah. All right. That, like, every shot is him getting his butt kicked. So what we learn from that is that Lex Luthor, this is all an exposition, right? They're just saying, well, he studies Superman's every moves. These are his lackeys. You know how Lex Luthor is like in this little area? He stays there throughout like the entire film. I swear to you, as God is my witness, I don't know what the fucking budget was, but that room, he stays there the entire film. The climax of the movie happens in that room. Anyways, they're all like, well, he studied Superman's every move for the last few years. We don't know anything about the last few years, so we're like, okay, he's been Superman for quite some time, to the point where Lex Luthor has studied all of his moves, and he's telling the Iron Boravia what to do to beat Superman. He's like, 4B, 6A, 1-7, 4Q. And the Iron Boravia is like, bam, right? He's following the moves, because you can see on the screen what 4Q is. It's like, grab Superman's cape. Oh yeah, 4Q. He grabs Superman's cape for 4Q, 6A, and he swings him around and throws him on the ground. And that's when the Indian guy comes in. Apparently, they have rapport. The Indian guy who helps him up, he has rapport with Superman. He's like, oh, Superman, you helped us so many times. You've eaten at my bodega or whatever. He's like, I don't know. We'll call him Vivek, right? Oh, Vivek, it's okay, man. I appreciate it. Don't worry, I got this. Bro, skip to this scene, right? We're going to this scene. All of this happens in the movie. How it looks here is exactly how it looks in the movie. Okay? It's just jarring. It was jarring for me to see this because we just cut to night where this little monster is little, and then we cut to a dog in broad daylight. Like, okay, we cut. This whole scene happens in the film. This whole scene happens in the film. Now, of course, the Justice League, the Justice Gang comes in, right? Hawkgirl and Green Lantern and everything. And they're the ones that take down the monster. They're the ones that take down the monster. This, dun, da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, I can get with this, right? They're playing the theme song. Okay, I can get with this. He punches the monster. Now, the monster is falling back. The monster is falling back. And so he goes in the back and he's trying to hold it up, right? He's trying to hold up the monster because it's falling back and it falls into like this cubicle, the building, right? And he pushes him forward. And then the monster turns around and he blows fire, right? He blows fire. And Superman's like, it's in the trailer. And he turns around. He's like, is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? It's a great shot. Don't get me wrong. Everyone okay? He's like, okay. He's like, hey, big guy, eyes up here. And he goes up. Then we cut to like Guy Gardner, the Justice Gang and everything. Bro. So he tells Mr. Terrific, hey, I've been trying to not kill it. And Mr. Terrific's like, go for the eyes. So they all start going for the eyes of the monster and everything. And in the meantime, Superman saves a squirrel. I shit you fucking not. Superman saves a squirrel. He saves a squirrel. Okay. Do you know that one shot in the trailer that they have been banking this fucking movie on? That's the only time that they use that slow-mo effect. The only time in the entire film. It's literally the best shot in the entire movie. The best shot in the entire movie is that shot where he saves the girl. Only time. So he saved the girl. He saves a squirrel. He saves the Asian lady, right? He saves the Asian lady, and he's like, take deep breaths, okay? Deep breaths. And that's when they introduce the Justice League, right? Because they both see the Justice League. How they destroy the monster, because they're all stabbing at the eye. Hawk Girl is going, ah, bam, right? Everything that you've seen in the trailers, I swear to you as God is my witness, that's what's happening. The CGI looks completely ass. It looks complete ass. I'm not even trying to, trust me when I say this. Because I was like, okay, right, I get they probably have, not the best CGI in the trailers because it's, it still is going through post-production. That's what I'm thinking. It's still going through post, right? No, fam. What you see is what you get. All these little freaking gun cultists talking about, that's not going to be in the final movie. That's not going to be in the final. Yes, it is. Yes, everything from the weird shoe part to, that shot. There's a shot where he's fighting Boravia and his face looks weird. That's in the movie. Listen to me. That's in the movie. Do y'all know the shot that I'm referring to? Hold on. Do y'all know the shot? There's a shot where he's fighting what's his name? Boravia, whatever his name is. There is a shot and it's like, bro, there's no fucking way y'all kept this here. There's no way y'all kept this in the film. Hold on. Because I was like, yeah, this has just got to be a trailer thing. Like, what you see in the trailers, that is the film. Hold on. Hammer, what is it? Superman fights at Hammer? Where is it? It's like, it's in... Like, that's literally what it looks like. I kid you not. I swear to you as God is my witness. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. There's this one shot where he's holding him. And it's crazy. Yeah, because he's going back to fight Boravia. That is the shot. And she's taking pictures. Like, this is the shot. Remember the Indian guy? I kid you not, this is the movie. You're not missing anything. There is nothing to be added here. This is the Indian guy. He's like, oh, Vivek, I've helped, you've come around, Superman, I want to help you. He's like, stay back. Bro, there is a shot. I wish they cut it out of this. They cut it out of this. But all this is the fight, bro. This is the fight. There's a weird shot where his face is like half... where his face is like half in shadow and then not in shadow. It just looks really, really bad. I'm trying to see if I can find the shot because I was just like, this isn't real, bro. This isn't real life. Fam, it is real life. It's such a bad shot. I don't know where it is. It's in one of the trailers and you never see it ever again. You never see it ever again because it's such a bad shot. I just couldn't believe they kept it in the film. I could not believe they kept it in the film. I swear to you, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. Because I was like, there's no way they keep that shot in the film because it's rough, bro. It's a rough fucking shot. Bro, they kept it in the film. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I'm trying because it's you guys are gonna be you guys are gonna say I'm lying, and I'm telling you I'm not. You guys are gonna say that I'm lying, and I'm telling you I'm not. The shot is in the movie. Where? Oh my god, I can't find it. If anybody finds it, shoot me on Twitter, bro, and I'll post it up on here. It's a weird shot where, and it's a close up, so you can't even hide it. Like there's nothing you can do to hide it. It's a close up shot of his face, and it doesn't even look like him. Like in the beginning of the movie, the CG is bad to the point where it doesn't look like corn sweat. I'm just like, there's no way they're showing us this. There's no fucking way. I'm trying to see if it's on Twitter somewhere. Because people are like, oh, you're really talking about one shot of the movie? You really? Bro, it's jarring how bad it is. It's literally jarring. God dang it, bro. Does anyone know? Does anyone have the shot? I wish I could find. If I find it, I'll let you know, because it's really bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. Anyways. The Justice League comes, and how they destroy it is Mr. Terrific puts one of the T-spheres, because there's a joke in the movie, because Lois is like, what are those, T-balls? T-circles, that's what she calls them. Why don't you get one of your circles? And she's like, and Mr. Terrific's like, those are spheres, man. And you know the stupid jive turkey, that's how he acts. Those are spheres, man. They're symmetrical. You know, they're 3D. Circles are flat. They're 2D. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. Ha ha. No laughter, bro. There's nobody's laughing at any of this shit. Nothing of this. I'm just... Imagine Fantastic Four turns out to be better than Superman. The bar is not that high. I'm gonna be honest with you. The bar isn't high. You should see the Real Rejects review. The bar is not that high. Oh my god. Anyways, they destroy. God dang. They destroy. They destroy the monster by Mr. Terrific putting bombs in its stomach and blowing its stomach up. And Superman is real sad about it. He's like, man, I was trying to see if I could save it, to send it to intergalactic, zoo or something. And Guy Gardner, right? Nathan Fillion, he's like, come on, man. Get out of here. He's like, hey, what's going on? All right, that's right, the Justice Game. Once again, in the trailer. And Hawkgirl's like, that's not our official name. It very well could be. It could be permanent. But that's not our name. And I'm like, this shit, nobody's laughing. Nobody in the audience is laughing because it's not fucking funny. And he's like, wait, why is everybody not applauding us? Why aren't they cheering? And we see in the back, I mean, it's like whiplash how fast it goes. We see in the back, it's Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor is like, he's doing this interview. He's like, we decrypted, his parents' message, and Superman is not a good guy. And, this is horrible. Now, mind you, T-minus 3 seconds ago, they were all applauding Superman, right? They were like, hey, Superman, you can do it. The Bolivia guy, you can do it. It's okay. They're all like, yeah. Right? Because he's also fighting this giant kaiju. Yeah, that's right. Woo, let's go. Go. So the screen starts playing, and they play the clip that Superman, that we hear in the beginning, where Superman, because 4 is like it brings him comfort, and it's Kal-El, Bradley Cooper, and he's like, Kal-El, I love you with my dearest heart. I wish nothing but the best for you, and this is, you are everything we expected you to be, and that's why we've sent you to Earth, and he looks at Mr. Terrific. This is why it upsets me. Because there's something really good here. There's something really just pure about his portrayal as Superman in these shots. He does really good acting in these shots. I was shocked because I was like, oh, this is so sad. Because it's like he's got nobody. And I'm like, there is a good Superman film here, Gunn. Why didn't you make that? But he turns to he turns to Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner, right? The Green Lantern. He's like, right? What's wrong with that? There's nothing, what's wrong with that, right? Because it's kind of like, this is his connection to his parents, and now it's being shown for everyone. And to his credit, he really shows that on his face. Like, he's just naive. He's like, what's wrong with that? I like, what's the issue? And then the clip goes on. And it's not Kal-El, but Jor-El, his father, saying, and that's why we brought you to Earth, so you can conquer it. They are weak. The humans there are weak, okay? Anyone who tries to fight you, you destroy them. That's what you need to do. You are brought there to conquer the planet, Kal-El. And everybody just starts going, boo, boo, super boo. The girl, the girl in the shot, fucking stupid, bro. It happens within literal seconds. This girl right, the little black girl right here. Well, they show her again, and her mother comes and grabs her. She's like, come here, bruh. It's crazy. The shot of him throwing the thing at Superman's head? That's what happens. It flips. Bro, it's such fucking whiplash. It's insane. I'm like, y'all were just applauding this man. Nobody is like having second doubts now that Superman wouldn't do that. No, because what Lex is saying is like, hey, he's been grooming us. That's what he's been doing. Superman has been grooming us to let our guard down so he can conquer us. That's what. I'm like, bro, you guys have been seeing this man fight for you this entire time. And I hear, if you want to go the Omni-Man route, by all means, because it reminded me of like Kakarot, That's what it reminded me of. It was entirely Kakarot. But I'm like, okay, if you want to go the whole Omni-Man route where, he's here to conquer the Earth, I get you, okay. But how the audience responds is such whiplash. It's so tonally just all over the place. It's insane. You can't go from praising this man to throwing stuff at his head and everything. Like, let's think about this. Lex Luthor just said Superman, the person who was just fighting a kaiju, was there to kill y'all, was to conquer you. And your bright idea is to throw something at this person's head? It makes literally no fucking sense. It would have had a better impact if everyone scattered. But they're all hounding him. They are hounding and harassing a metahuman who they believe is there to kill them and conquer them. Does that make any sense to you? Is that your knee-jerk reaction as a human being, flesh and blood, is to harass and be like, boo, Superman, boo. Bro, it's I kid you not. It's in the trailer. This is a trailer movie. This is why I'm saying it's a trailer movie. Like, you're not missing anything. Once again, this is the first half of the movie. But where is it? Where, bro, where is it? Where's the scene where they're like booing him? They're booing him, bro. They're booing him. Boo! Superman, boo! They're following him as he's walking off. They're following him as he's walking off. Boo! Boo! I'm like, why aren't you fleeing? It would have had more of an impact if they had fled and be like, please don't hurt me, please. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry, right? And he's like, no. What would have been good is they had done like the whole Daredevil scene. You remember Daredevil with Ben Affleck? I know. But you remember where the kid is like scared? He's like, please don't hurt me. And Daredevil's like, I'm not the bad guy here, bro. Like, I'm not the bad guy. That would have had a greater impact in this film than a whole bunch of people just like booing Superman and throwing stuff at him. Like, that showing that they went to fear, right? And having Superman, who's already lonely, right? He's already lonely. He's been told that, hey, his purpose was to do good on this planet. I want to do good on this planet. And that scene with him and Lois isn't as bad as they made it out to be. It's actually a fairly good scene, right? It's a fairly good scene. That's where hashtag super shit comes in and everything. Even though he gets upset a few times throughout, he's like, Lois, don't say that. You know I hate that one. That one's the worst of all. But it's actually not a bad scene. all in all, in its entirety, not the worst. But anyways, they're all booing him. And I really, there's something good to the script. It's just it's like 3% good and the rest is just bad. Cause I'm like, this is the movie right here. This is the movie right here. If they had shown how everybody was loving him and supporting him and everything, and woo, right? And then, this turn of now they fear him. The only time we get to see him interact with anybody is this shot right here. That's it. That and him saying, hey, is everybody okay? That's it. And I'm like, I wish that bond for the city was stronger, because it would have made that sharp turn and them turning against him stronger, right? It would have been like, oh wow, damn, now I get it. Even with the robots, the Superman robots, bro, what y'all saw in that clip of, well, we would do something, but we have no care for him. He's like, okay, that's it. And somehow we're supposed to feel some type of way when they get killed. Bro, we saw them for like T-minus 2 seconds. What are we talking about? T-minus 2 seconds, bro. That's when we saw them. Anyways, so Superman is closed up. So Superman, he walks into a bank, right? Because this is a lot for him to deal with. And everybody's shouting, and that's when you see Green Lantern do the thing. He's like, yo, is this true, man? Is this true? Did you really come here to destroy it? And, Superman's like, back up, right? He goes off on Green Lantern. And as you see in the trailer, Green Lantern's like, you want to go, blue boy? You want to go? Let's go. And, Hawkgirl's like, give him a break. Give him a break. And Superman's like, that couldn't have been my parents, man. It had to be doctored. And Mr. Terrific's like, I know those people, man. That is definitely not doctored. That's a real thing. And he's like, I don't know how they got it. They must have gotten into the fortresses. And he takes off. Bro. You know that shot? You know the scene where everyone is making fun of it, bro. You know the scene where he's like flying like... Y'all know the shot that I'm talking about. Y'all know the shot that I'm talking about, where it's just great. It's horrible. It's just horrible. Like, that's the shot that they show. There is nothing added to it. Listen to me when I tell you this. There is nothing added to that shot. What you saw in the trailer, that is the shot where he's just... It's actually worse because the camera is just all over the place. It's just like... And he's flying to the Fortress of Solitude, right? Really bad. He flies to the Fortress of Solitude. He sees that they broke it in, and he sees Four is on the ground, and Four is like stabbing himself with a screwdriver. I guess a malfunction is what I'm assuming. Stabbing himself with a mouse. He's like, Four, what happened here? What happened? He's like, I tried my best. I'm like, what do you mean you tried your best, bro? Like, weren't the Superman robots in the comics, weren't they like competent? Couldn't they like, stop intruders if some shit were to go down? I'm trying to remember. I'd have to go back in the comics and read. But I don't remember them being like useless. But anyways, he's stabbing himself. Superman grabs him. He's like, Four, what happened? I tried to stop them, but it was an honor, helping you, sir. And he's like, how do they gain access? The door is linked to my DNA alone. And he's like, I tried to stop them, sir. And it closes its eyes. And he's like, he whistles, right? Because he whistles in the beginning for Krypto. No, nothing. There is nothing. So that's when he takes off. I kid you not. We see him flying and crashing into the top floor of LexCorp. He goes through the window. He breaks through the window. This is Superman. Now notice, I haven't told you any super moments of him fighting bad guys or him doing anything crazy. Like, the only time that we've heard the theme song is when he's coming up from the ground, right? Remember the Bugs Bunny shot where he's coming up from the ground and he punches the Kaiju? That whole scene is taken from him because he doesn't even stop the kaiju. It's the terrific gang, the Justice Gang that interrupts that scene. This doesn't feel like a Superman movie. I'm just letting you know. It didn't feel like a Superman movie to me. Nevertheless, he crashes through the window. That cuts to the scene where, once again, in the trailers, in the clips that we've seen, where he busts through the door. Where's the dog? You know, where's the dog? Now listen. Let's think about this, right? Superman is highly intelligent. You just did the whole Bolivia war, right? They're crucifying for you for this. You just had a clip come out with your parents saying that you were sent to Earth to take over it. Now the bright idea is for you to bang it through the door and yell at Superman. And he knows he's being recorded. Do you want to know why he knows he's being recorded? Because when Luthor goes, the ugly dog in a cape, he's like, what did you say? And Luthor's like, what? I didn't say anything. He turns to the camera with which Luthor's girlfriend is recording and says, did you hear him? You heard him? You heard him, right? And so now this video stops and we see it on television and we see, well, it seems that Superman has lost his marbles. It seems that the only angry person here, the only angry animal here is Superman or whatever. Fam, this shit is so bad. This shit is so fucking ass. Anyways, the next shot, if I remember correctly, the next shot is it's nighttime, right? It's nighttime, and y'all know the the poster of him putting on his boots. This poster. Well, this is this shot right here, but this doesn't happen in the movie. There's never like a suit up scene in the movie. Never. Like even when he goes home, there's never a scene. But it's this shot. If I remember correctly, it's this shot. I forgot to mention Paul Kent and Ma Kent. So you know how there's like a hardcore Southern accent? Bro, they got it. They're seen as like idiots, essentially. Because they call him up when he's going to work, Clark Kent. And there's only one scene where he's Clark Kent. And it's a scene, you guessed it, that we've already seen, right? They released it. That scene is the only scene that we see of him as Clark Kent. That's the only scene we see of him. And it's what's his name? I forgot his name, trying to say, oh yeah, Superman got his ass beat. He's like, well, no, he didn't really get his ass beat like that. It wasn't that hard, everything. That's it. That's the scene. That's the only time we see him as Clark Kent. Throughout the rest of the film, it's him as Superman getting his ass whooped. Anyways, we cut to this scene. And it's a great scene. And the reason why I'll say it's a great scene, and it's destroyed by fucking Gunn dumb shit. Every single time you think that there's something here, Gunn destroys it. It's a scene. Superman comes back and he's sitting down. And Lois is there, right? And he's like, Lois, I would never do that. You know I would never do that. And Lois is like, no, never once for a second that I think you would do that. In the background, it's the Justice Gang fighting like the starfish alien. That's what's going on in the background of this serious moment. I kid you not, as God is my fucking witness. I kid you not. So she's like, were you helping them? Were you helping them? He's like, oh, them? No, they got it. That's just a, intergalactic monster. I was out there looking for Krypto. This man's been looking for Krypto. Sees that they're struggling with this giant monster. And he's like, they got it. Throughout this entire conversation of Superman and Lois Lane, it's a deep conversation. You have this dumbass fucking monster in the background where he's trying to say, hey, listen, you know I would never do that. You know my parents, I didn't know. It's only been the first clip. I didn't see the rest of the clip. And, you know, they say it's real. And Lois is trying to comfort him like, listen, no, it's okay. And he gets in closer to her while this stupid shit is going on in the background. I'm just like, Gunn, what are you doing? You're destroying such a tender moment right here, right? Because the only person that he has in this earth is Lois Lane. This is his connection to the planet outside of his, you know, his earthly parents. He's already been betrayed by his parents, who he thought, you know, they sent me to do good and to be good and to save the human people. He's already been betrayed by them. They early on in the movie got into a fight where she was like, I knew this wouldn't work out. And he's like, you know, what do you mean it wouldn't work out? Right? So there's already tension there where he feels like he's going to be, you know, betrayed by, you know, the woman that he loves. And he's like, what did you mean by it wouldn't work out? And she was like, nothing. I didn't mean anything by it. He's like, okay, well, I'll give it to Cornsweat. I felt for him during this moment. I'm like, he's just an innocent guy, right? He's just, he's an innocent good guy. That's all he is, bro. He's an innocent poor dude, right? Who's caught up into all of this. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get Krypto. You know, he's not the best dog by far, but he's probably out there alone. He's scared. And that's when Lois goes and hugs him, and they hug, and he goes off. But I'm like, the scene is completely destroyed by this goofy shit in the background. That's what's going on in the background. Now, he says that he's going to go and turn himself in. Now, before this, he visits his parents, right? Because he goes and visits his parents, because it's a big shock to them. And that's where you get that scene where Paul Kent is like, you know, it's not, essentially the Batman line. It's not who I am that defines me, but what I do, right? That's the line that he gives. Fucking crazy. That's the line that he gives him. And he goes, okay, Lord in heaven. And that's where they see the monster. I'm sorry. That's where they see the monster. Yeah. The little monster that came into the big monster, that was that part. Anyways, he says he's going to turn himself in. Guess what it cuts to? I kid you fucking not. Once again, I don't know who edited this, but the editor needs to be fired. It cuts to him being smashed in the pavement. That's what it cuts to. He's like, is this really necessary? And he's like, wait, you guys didn't even read me my rights. And this is the scene where he's walking, he's being arrested. He's like, well, technically, Superman, you're not a human, so you don't have any rights. We're going to give you off to LexCorp, right? The what do they call it? The patrol people? I forgot the stupid name that I said at the beginning. Earth Patrol or some shit like that. We're going to give you over to LexCorp, and they're going to do the interrogation. So they take him over to LexCorp. LexCorp takes him into this pocket dimension. In the pocket dimension, I want to cry, bro. It's so stupid. In the pocket dimension, there are monkeys. Listen to me. I'm not even joking with you. There are monkeys. Lex has taken him. Woo! Lex has taken him, right to his cubicle, and you have the I forgot the dude who can change into anything, and he changes into Kryptonite, right? So Superman is like, right? We go from him getting his ass whooped to his parents, to him losing his dog, losing Krypto, to him looking like a fool, to now him being arrested, with his face being smashed into the ground, to now him being a prisoner, to now him being harmed by Kryptonite. So Kryptonite is, Metamorpho, right? Metamorpho changes into Kryptonite. And he's just like, and it messes up his face, right? He just looks all disfigured. Really weird. Really weird. I've never seen this in any of the comics, but nevertheless, he looks all disfigured. And LexCorp is like showing him all the things. He's like, yeah, this is where we keep, the unwanted. He has ex-girlfriends in this pocket dimension. This one ex-girlfriend of his. And then they show the monkeys. And the monkeys, it's literal monkeys with like hats on. They're going, oh! And it's like, they're like shit posting. They're like, yeah, they're the ones that came up with the hashtag super shit, hashtag, super fail and stuff like that. And it's monkeys going like, I hate Superman. Superman's the worst thing ever. I swear to God, bro. I couldn't believe it. I almost fell out of my chair. There were monkeys, a whole bunch of monkeys on computer screens. Type in super shit, hashtag super shit, Superman is the worst. I was like, what is happening here? First off, you just introduced like an alternate portal. And he gives like a 3 seconds to explain what it is. Yeah, so I created this alternate portal. You can see below them, because below them is like this lava thing, right? You see it in the trailer. It's like this lava thing. Yeah, below it's like, I've created this portal, and it's, it's combining little pocket universes that I can visit anytime I want. And that's it. That's all we go with. Anyways, I lost it on the fucking monkeys. The monkeys. The monkeys threw me off. Anyways, so Superman's all messed up. He's like, he's like, you wouldn't be telling me this if you were going to set me free or you weren't going to kill me. He's like, no, I'm not going to kill you yet. Because I would love to kill you, but I'm not going to kill you. We're going to interrogate you first. Okay, gotcha. Then we cut to Lois. Lois is doing like detective work, and she's like, I don't think, Lex is trying to do Bolivia because he has a deal where he sells weapons to Bolivia, and they're like, that's the reason why he wants to start a war with Bolivia, or whatever the place is, Boravia, whatever. And Lois is like, no, that can't be it. Whoop-de-whoop, we come to find out that Lex practically gave them weapons for free. But there's something else. Nevertheless, she goes and visits the Justice Gang. So we see the Justice Gang. They're not fucking doing anything, bro. Listen to me. Boravia. Yeah, Boravia. They're not doing anything. They're sitting on their butts. You have Mr. Terrific on his computer. Hawkgirl doesn't have her wings out. She doesn't have her mallet. She doesn't have her mask. And she's reading a newspaper, bro. She's reading a newspaper. And then what's his name? Green Lantern's just sitting on the couch. And Lois Lane is like, are you guys going to help him? And Green Lantern's like, no, I'm not. He's not a part of the gang. He's not part of the Justice Gang. And she's like, that's not our... And Hawkgirl's like, that's not our name. He's like, yes, it is, because I'm the leader. And with a name like Mr. Terrific, you don't have a choice in the name. Okay. She's like, but he's stuck in a pocket dimension. That's, no, she doesn't know he's stuck in a pocket dimension yet, because we don't find that out until later on. So she's like, you guys gonna help him? And she, that's right, because they discover it's in a pocket dimension. She does know it's in a pocket dimension. The way we come to find out it's in a pocket dimension, that we get this information, because nobody knows where Superman is that Jimmy Olsen, the girls love Jimmy Olsen. Don't know. But he texts a girl to say, hey, do you have any information on where Superman is? And she responds, pocket dimension. Are you going to come visit me? When are you going to come say hi? Blah, blah, blah. And that's when he tells Lois Lane it's a pocket dimension. And so she's like, oh, okay, got you. So that's when she goes to the Justice Gang. And they're like, it's a pocket dimension. And she tells Mr. Terrific. And he was like, well, I put nanobots or whatever in his bloodstream so we can track him. And she's like, wait, what? You put nanobots in Superman's bloodstream? And he's like, yeah, I do that with everyone. And then they cut to like Hawkgirl looking at her arm, and then Guy Gardner looking at his arm. Just really fucking stupid shit. How did the girl know? Wait, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. Because that's what we're wondering. How does Jimmy have a source? Because he's like, I can't disclose my source. So we cut to the next scene. And Mr. Terrific, once again, it's in the trailers. Mr. Terrific's like, hold up, I'm gonna come with you, right? And they had the scene, I kid you not, the whole scene. Mr. Terrific, this whole scene, the whole scene, this is the scene. Nothing is added to the scene. Listen to me when I tell you this. Nothing's added to the scene. This whole shot right here, instead of the music, they don't even have the music. It's just the door sound. Nobody is laughing in the theater. No one. There wasn't not one person laughing. There was one giggle from this one guy in front. You know how there's always that one idiot that laughs at everything? That was the guy in front of me. The one guy, and he didn't laugh during this. He only laughs when she says, so you have this amazing starship, spaceship, but you can't figure out a door? And he goes, huh. That was it. And it was almost awkward because no one else was laughing because it wasn't funny. This isn't funny. I don't know what to tell you. Majority of people don't find this funny. If you find it funny, I'm happy for you. This wasn't funny. And there's nothing else in the scene. This is the fucking scene, bruh. Then they get in the car, they get in the spaceship, and they fly off. This is what upset me the most. The dopest scene in the film is Mr. Terrific. Cause they go to the base where he's last seen. Where is it? They go to the base where he's last seen. This I can't. I wish I could show. Anyways, they go to the base where he's last seen, and they hop out, and then the music starts playing, and they have this whole choreographed scene of Mr. Terrific with his T-spheres, and Lois Lane is in a shield because he's just walking, right? He's walking to the little machine that does the inner pocket dimensions, and they're like, "Hey, you got to get out of here!" And one girl is like, "Oh, it's just a smart one, right? It's just a smart one." And they're like, "Hey, you got to get out of here!" And then finally, because there's these holograms of Superman that the T-spheres are projecting, he's just following the holograms, as people are yelling at him. "Hey, you gotta get out of here!" And they're like, "Hey, this is your last chance, buddy." And he was like, I was just about to say that to you." And he puts Lois Lane in the shield, and then the music starts blaring, and he's using the T-spheres. It's a cool shot, don't get me wrong. He's using the T-spheres to destroy everybody on base. And they're like, bam, 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 bam. It reminds me of, do you guys remember James Gunn? What's the whistle part in Guardians of the Galaxy? You know how he does the whistle thing? He does the same gimmick thing, except with T-spheres. This is the shot. Just imagine T-spheres. I kid you not. Literally, this shot. It's the same exact thing, except with T-spheres, bro. It's the same exact thing with T-spheres. They're being flown up and everything. There's this one cool part where Mr. Terrific, he puts his hand up, right? And then the T-spheres, they have him, they pick him up and they place him down. But this is the shot. It's just a bunch of the T-spheres hitting people and the music playing. And Lois Lane is going, that's literally the shot. It's all from the side. It's all shown from Lois's Lane inside the bubble, right? So you have this red tint on the entire shot. The red tint is on the entire shot, and it's over the shoulder OTS of Lois Lane, and it's just a circle shot of her going, right, and the music's playing and blah blah blah. But this is the shot, bro. It's just T-spheres. It's just the T-spheres who are doing all this, right? Except killing people. They're banging up in the sky and everything. Anyways, that's what's going on. So they go to the machine. He's like, "I'm gonna try and crack it, okay?" He's like, "Hot damn, they really do have a mini portal and stuff." Whatever. He tries to crack it. Anyways, we go back to Superman. Superman is really, he's all swollen and everything. He's really swollen and everything. And we see that across from him is Metamorpho's little baby. and it's a bad guy who has Metamorpho's little baby. He's going, the evil, holding on to the Metamorpho's baby. Crazy nonsense. But Superman, while he's blistered and hurt and everything, he's like, I can, if you stop, I can go and save your child. And this like triggers Metamorpho for some reason. He's like, don't talk to me! Don't talk to me! And he puts the kryptonite closer to his face and it like burns Superman's face. He's like, ah! Okay. All right. We then go to Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is returned with the senator or the whatever, the president of Boravia, whatever, the president of Boravia, right? Because we see that him and Lex Luthor are working together, right? They're working together to undermine Superman. So it's the president of Boravia, what do you call him? Lex Luthor, and we have this guy who's in a bag, right? And Superman is just lying on the ground with the kryptonite, but he's like, and Lex Luthor, he pulls off the bag. Do you guys know who's in the bag? How many of you guys know who's in the bag? Who wants to take a guess who's in the bag? Who is actually uncovered in the bag? Does anyone want to take a guess who's in the bag? Krypto? Okay, that's one. Anyone else? Anyone else want to take a guess who's in this bag? You ready? Bro, the squirrel? No. It's him. Yeah. The random Indian guy that had like a 2-second dialogue with Superman? It's him. As God is my witness, you can't make this up. This random Indian guy who has like a 2-second encounter with Superman, right? He's like, Superman, oh, you stop at my store all the time, you help us so often. This is who's in the bag. This is, because they remove the bag and it's him. And he's all busted up, he's all bruised, right? Because they were like beating him apparently and trying to get information out of him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Like, he was like, this is not a role that you remember, right? This is not a face or a person that you remember. This is like a throwaway line. That's how it's treated. Oh, it's okay, right? He's here and he's strapped to the chair and he's got a bruised eye and everything. He's like, don't tell him anything, Superman. Don't tell him anything, Superman. Right? And Lex Luthor, he brings out the gun. You know the gun in the trailer? And he's like, you're gonna tell us where you come from, right? You're gonna tell us what we want to know, right? And he puts a bullet in the gun and he spins it. He's like, why are you here? And Superman all messy, hey, please don't do it, Lex. And he squeezes the trigger. Nothing happens. And the guy's like, don't tell him, Superman, don't tell him anything. And he spins it again. And this is with the president of Boravia right alongside him. The president of Boravia is like, I kid you not. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God. And he's like, tell us who raised you. Tell us who raised you. And he squeezes the gun. And we cut to a long shot. And it goes, pff. I kid you not, fam. Yeah, Vivek. We'll call him Vivek. He kills fucking Vivek, bro. There are kids in the audience, and the kids are going like, he kills Vivek, bro, point blank. And they show it. It's not like they cut to like, bam. No, it's like it's a shot from the back of him, and it's him going, bruh. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on in this movie? What am I watching? They just killed this innocent guy? Like, what? And Superman, and they cut to a close-up of Superman, and there's a tear coming down Superman's face. Bro, fuck James Gunn. Honestly, I'm gonna do a change petition to have James Gunn, like, go to jail, bro. For him to never touch the Superman IP in a million years, bro. This shit was all over the place. I'm getting tonal whiplash. So anyways. Oh my fucking Lord. Anyways, the guy, Metamorpho, whatever, we don't even get his fucking name. I'm trying to think, do they ever say his name? I don't even think they say his name. I think one time. But anyways, he's crying, he's sobbing. He's like, and it's like, what the fuck? We don't even know who the fuck you are, bro. Like you're a rando. All you are to us is Kryptonite. Anyways, he's crying, he's sobbing. And he's like, he killed him, he just killed him. And he's like, you said you could save my son, right? You could fly over there and save my son. He's like, yeah, I can. So he stops the Kryptonite, right? He stops the Kryptonite. and I'm just like, are you ready for bona fide mental retardation moment? Superman doesn't heal, right? He's like, ban Raymond. I haven't said not one fucking lie in everything I'm telling you. Someone banned Raymond immediately. Expeditiously. But anyways, he's like, and the guy's like, come on, what are you doing? Come on. Right? So Superman, unbeknownst to Superman wasn't aware that he could be healed by the sun. So he goes and says, it must be the sun. He's like, what? The sun. The sun, I need the sun. I need the yellow sun. I'm like, nigga. We literally started off the beginning of the film with you being healed by the sun. That's how we started off the film, with you screaming, ah! What are you talking about? The sun, I must need the sun. He's like, and Metamorpho is like, there's no sun in here. He's like, I know, I need the sun. He's like, well, I can't create a sun, but maybe I can. And he does like, he creates like this bright light. And you know the shot? And they played the theme song, and I want to shoot somebody. I don't want to say that. But James Gunn needs to be locked up. Genuinely. I will vote Republican for the rest of my life if Trump deports James Gunn. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care what papers you have to forge. I do not care. This man needs to be deported. Okay? Send him to Afghanistan. Send him to Pakistan. Send him to the Gaza Strip. This man needs to be deported. They play the Superman music. And I'm like, what? And we hear like his bones cracking and stuff like that. And it's this shot. And it's not even a heroic shot. It's just him like this. He's like this, bro. He's like, I kid you not. He's like this. He's like, that's how he's positioned while the theme song, and it's a bright ass light. And he goes, right? He breaks the glass. It's the same thing in the trailer. And he flies over and he saves his son. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Anyways. They're in this portal, right? This pocket dimension. Now, Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane, they cracked it. And they somehow they go through the portal. And, Lois Lane is like, can you find them? And he's like, let me try. He gets his little T-spheres and they're all searching, the portals and stuff like that. He searches the portals, but the thing is crumbling in because they've had the portal open too long. So he's like, hey, it's crumbling. So it's like, he's trying to find Superman. Superman saves the kid and he flies back to Metamorpho. And Metamorpho is like, you have to hold him because, I can't hold him while I'm, transforming, while I'm flying. I'm like, what? Okay, all right, whatever. Which is not the case because he definitely has hands while he's flying. They show us. But anyways, he's like, okay, you've got to get him out of here. Anyways, oh, I forgot to tell you, they have Krypto. Krypto's in this ball. Because while Superman was being taken into the pocket dimension, remember when I was telling you how they saw the monkeys? I forgot to mention, Lex shows Krypto that Krypto has little plugs into him, and he's flying and chasing squirrels with a cape. I'm not even fucking lying to you. They have Krypto in a ball with like a little helmet on him, and he's like chasing squirrels that are flying. But the squirrels that are flying are on screen, right? So he thinks that he's like flying, he's chasing after squirrels that are flying. That's Lex's idea. He's like, how do you stop a super dog? He's like, well, you have him chase squirrels. I'm like, okay. All right. That was after, remember that's after that's after the monkeys who are apparently spreading hate. Anyways. So the T-Spheres, they find Superman. And, they're like, hey, come follow me. Come, follow me, right? When the T-Spheres finds Krypto, and Krypto tears up the T-Sphere. Anyways, so the T-Spheres come, they try and lead Krypto, because Krypto finds Superman, and they try to lead them out of the pocket universe. Anyways, the guards come. Now, the guards start attacking Superman. Now, Superman has the baby in his hand. And, he's apparently not full power, right? And you want to know how we know he's not full power? Because they tell us he's not full power. I kid you not. When the guards say, oh, he must still be weak. Literally, verbatim. I swear to you. Verbatim, fam. Anyways, so they're like attacking Superman. So y'all remember that little lava thing that I was talking about? The lava in the pocket dimension? Well, they start tumbling into the lava. I'm thinking, oh shit, this is crazy. They're gonna get, probably, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe we see another dimension where we see, Aquaman or something, right? That's what I'm thinking. Nothing happens. They're just in the lava. And the lava is pixels. I'm not fucking lying to you when I say it's pixelated lava. That, like, that's what it looks like. It's a bunch of these. Right? I swear I'm not fucking lying. I couldn't believe it myself. So it's like this lava of pixels. They don't explain why it's pixelated. They don't explain, hey, apparently, because I thought it could hurt somebody, right? Because it's at the bottom of this pocket universe. It's like, hey, no, it doesn't hurt Superman. It doesn't even hurt the soldiers. So they're fighting in this lava while Superman's holding the baby, and he's like trying to laser one, and eventually he goes, he whistles, and Krypto comes, and Krypto's helping to get the guys off of him. He's like, Krypto, help! And I'm like, why does Superman need Krypto? Why can't he just fly out of here? Do you want to know why he can't fly out of there? All I know is the reason why I know that Superman can't fly out of this lava stream. Do you want to know why? Because he tells us. Krypto, help! I can't fly. I can't get out of here. I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck can't you get out of there, bro? Like, what's stopping? I'm trying to understand, why can't you get out of there? Lex Luthor didn't tell us that, hey, this nullifies your powers. He doesn't say any of that. Nothing. It's not explained why he can't get out of there. So what's happening is a black hole is forming. Because what Mr. Terrific said earlier is that, hey, if Lex Luthor is going in and out of these pocket dimensions, one mishap, 1 picosecond of a mishap can cause a black hole and it'll suck everything in. So sure enough, that's what's happened. It's a black hole. And, Superman's like, hey, if we get into the black hole, we'll never be able to escape. I'm like, okay. He can't super jump. He's floating in this river lava, bro. Did you not hear me when I said there's lava? Like, I'm not fucking with you, bro. I'm not trying to troll. I'm being dead ass. It's literally a lava. Except with, a little more blue and everything. And he's going down this lava river with the baby in his hand, right? And he's like, Krypto, save us. We can't get out. And I'm like, this isn't really feeling like Superman, bro. We went from one struggle to another struggle to another struggle. Like, here's what I want in a Superman movie. This is all I asked of James Gunn. All I wanted of James Gunn was one fucking moment in the movie where the Superman theme plays and it's like something I can go, yeah, right? You know what, like a Goosebumps moment where it's just, it's like, okay, that was fucking cool. That was Superman, right? We don't get it. Anyways, so he's panicking. He's like, Krypto. Eventually, Metamorpho comes. Because they try to take Metamorpho. They're like, you're coming with us. And he turns into acid and he explodes his body. So that stops the soldiers. So you have a floating Metamorpho head. Apparently, he regenerates his body. And he grabs Superman and Krypto and his son. And he grabs him. And that's where you get that shot where it's Superman holding the baby. It's Superman holding the baby. And he pulls him to safety. Once again, Superman didn't do anything. Superman was looking for his dog to save him. The dog didn't save him. Metamorpho saves him from the black hole. That's when we get the spotlight on him and Mr. Terrific finds him. He's like, hey, come follow me, right? And then Krypto and them following them out the hole and they land, right? So Superman saved. But he has like these veins, these black veins. And Mr. Terrific is like, Lois is like, is he gonna be okay? Mr. Terrific is like, it's okay. It's just lead poisoning. He just needs a couple of days to recover. Okay, right? So just find him somewhere safe and let him recover. I'll stay here and make sure, that, this portal doesn't, cause a black hole and destroy Earth. So take my spaceship. It's very easy, very intuitive to learn. So she gets into the spaceship. His spaceship. She manages to fly the spaceship with Superman in the back. She puts Superman in the back and flies the spaceship to his parents, Ma, Kent, right? Ma and Paul Kent. And that's where you get the shot. That's where you get the scene. I may have messed up this part in the beginning, but that's where you get the scene where he's on the bed and he's just, they're here. They wanted me to destroy the Earth. They wanted me to destroy the Earth. But anyways, Lois goes and sees his room, and it's a room of his poster of like this band that he likes. Because you remember the moment where that James Gunn destroyed, where it's an alien in the background, they're having this heart-to-heart. Well, Superman tells Lois, he's like, I like punk rock. I like this, this band called the Jabberwockers, whatever it's called. And she's like, that's not punk rock. And he's like, well, maybe the real punk rock is, loving humanity or some shit like that. I don't know, whatever. But she goes and she sees it's the poster of the band that he likes. It's a great moment, right? It's a great moment where it's like, aw, this is the band that he grew up with, right? This is the band that he grew up with. No wonder he likes this band, We cut to him. He's out on the bench eating cereal, whatever. His father, Paul Kent comes by. He's like, you know what? He's like, Superman is telling him, I thought, I thought I was here for, purpose and, blah, blah, blah. I'm not. The same thing in the trailer. And Paul's like, you know what? It's not. He gives you the Batman line, right? He gives you the Batman line. Doesn't happen early on. It happens then. I got it mixed up. He gives him the Batman line. It's not what we are. It's what we do that defines us, right? It's our actions. And he hugs him and everything. And Ma Kent comes out and she's like, you gotta come see this, all right? You gotta come see this. I kid you not, that's how they talk. They talk like dumb fuck rednecks. I'm like my redneck accent isn't as bad as how they're portrayed in the movie. Because they're introduced in the beginning half of the movie, they're like screaming at the phone. I can't, we love you, you understand that? That's what they're doing, I swear to you. So she's like, you gotta come and check this out, all right? And he goes and he checks it out. And the war is happening, okay? Because you remember the war that he stopped? Well, now the war is going on. It's continuing because Superman's no longer there. So the war is happening, and you know the scene where they raise the Superman flag? Yes, you know where the kid is raising the Superman flag? That's when they decide to play the theme song. Listen to me. It's a bunch of Indian people. It's a bunch of Indian people going, Superman! 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 And they play, da 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 da. I'm losing my shit, fam. I'm like, why are you playing the Superman theme right now? This is not a good moment to play the Superman theme. What are we doing? They're playing the theme because the people in Boravia or whatever are holding up the flag and chanting Superman. And so Clark Kent, right, sees this on the screen and how they're chanting Superman. And he has a smile on his face. And he goes and change, and that's when he's like, I'll go get your boots. I'll go get your boots, okay? He's like, and he's changing, and Mr. Terrific sends one of his balls. And Mr. Terrific's like, yo, man, hey, they about to tear up the earth, okay? I need your help. And he's like, I gotta go help the people of Bavaria first. He's like, there won't be any Bavaria if you don't come right now. I can't contain it. So that's where you get the scene where the planet is, cutting in half and everything. Superman goes, I can't even remember. Superman goes, and the town is being destroyed, right? Town is flying, all destruction. And it's that scene where the building is falling, and he goes and holds it up. They don't play the theme song then. He's just holding it up with all fours, right? And he's just like... So he's holding up all fours. Once again, you've seen it in the trailer. This is it. Seen in the trailer. The lady goes off. She looks back, and it's Superman just fucking aura. He's aura farming, right? In this cloud of smoke. Like, nigga. There are multiple buildings that are crashing, and you're just standing there fucking in smoke. Smoke all around him, right? You can't tell me that everyone escaped out of these buildings, and he's just standing there. Superman, you want to help everyone else who may be in the other buildings instead of fucking just standing there and aura farming? Anyways. That's when Mr. Terrific's like, come on, man, we gotta stop this thing, man. That's what we gotta do. And he's like, he's like, you brought that dog, man. He's like, yeah, I didn't want, this is what he says. I kid you not. The reason why Superman brought the dog, he says he didn't want Krypto eating the cows. What? No, not eating the cows, killing the cows. I think that's what he says. He didn't want Krypto killing the cows. What? What? Craziest shit ever, bro. I'm not even lying, bro. I'm not even fucking lying. That's the reason why he brought Krypto. He didn't want Krypto killing the cows. I was like, okay, all right, sure, why not? Why not? Anyways, if I remember correctly, that's when Lex, I forgot to tell you. Do you want to know how Jimmy got the location? Well, the reason being is that Lex Luthor's girlfriend was texting Jimmy. That's right. They cut to a scene where Jimmy is like in a prostitute area. I shit you not. It's Jimmy Olsen, and he's walking with a cap on, and there are prostitutes. They don't say that they're prostitutes, but this woman has her cleavage out, and she's like, hey, baby, come on, have some fun. I'm like, what? What the fuck is this? Come on, baby, have some fun. Oh, you're cute. And he goes down this dark alleyway, right? And it's Lex Luthor's girlfriend. She's like, oh my God, Jimmy, oh my God, I miss you so much, blah, 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 blah. And anyway, she's like a clinger to Jimmy. And Jimmy's like, you got to give me some information. You know, that way we can be together. You got to give me some information on where Superman is. Okay, all right. She's like, okay, I will, but I love you and we'll be together forever. And then she goes and walks off. And then he walks off. That's that scene. That's it. So the next thing, you know how Superman escapes? We cut to Luthor, and it's a random cut because it's a close up of like a coffee mug like this, and it's just knocked. And then the next shot is him going, ah! It's like, yo, what the fuck? How did he escape? Pick that up, right? And he's telling his assistants to pick up the coffee mug. And it's like, okay, tell me, how did he escape? How? And he knocks over another coffee mug. And they go and pick it up. And it's like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then like the engineer is not in engineer form. Engineer is just a regular girl in a tank top. And she's all muscled out, okay? She's like real veiny and stuff. I don't know why. Apparently the engineer can wear regular clothing. Okay. I'm like, if you can wear regular clothing, then why? It's just weird, bro, because this is the first time we've seen her without her regular costume. She's just got a black tank top chilling, bro. She's literally wearing this. This is the first time we've seen her wear this. Like, I thought her whole body, that was like her body from now on. Like, that was the sacrifice she made. But it's like, wait, what fucking sacrifice did you make then? If you can turn back into human form, like I thought you were permanently like the engineer type of, you know, nanites and stuff. But she's just wearing a regular tank top. He's like, we've got to open it up. If we can't find him, we'll make him come to us. And she's like, you can't do that. Bro, we've never heard her like go at it with Lex this entire time. Now, all of a sudden, she's like going back and forth with Lex, trying to tell him, hey, you can't do that. You will destroy the planet. If you open it up, there will be a black hole. I'm like, what? Who the fuck is this bitch? Like, I thought she worked for you. Why is she going back and forth with you? Like, I don't even understand. What's the fucking dynamic here, right? Because we start off with the movie, she's reporting back to Lex Luthor. Even when they break into the Fortress of Solitude, she's doing everything that Lex Luthor wants her to do. So now she's going back. You can't do this. No, the black hole will destroy the ship. It will destroy the planet. He was like, we'll stop it before it destroys the planet. He's like, and then there's like this guy, the mustache guy. I don't know who he is, but I guess he's comedic relief. He's like, you can't do this. He's like, I know what I'm doing. He pushes him out the way and he sets it. So what that does is what causes this whole chain reaction of the world, you know, splitting and everything. Anyways, Next thing we know, there's a fight. And it's a fight between the engineer and what's his name? Ultraman. Ultraman, the engineer, and it's Superman and Mr. Terrific. And they go bam, right? They bum rush engineer and Superman. And engineer knocks out Mr. Terrific stone cold, bro. He's just plastered on the ground. And this is the scene in the baseball scene, right? And it's engineer and Ultraman, and Superman's getting his ass handed to him. Now there's a cool part where he grabs engineers because he's still trying to reason with them. So he grabs engineer and he's like, "Listen, you don't have to listen to Lex." And that's when Ultraman punches him in the face. He's like trying to reason with the engineer. You don't have to listen to Lex. You trust him, right? Now that would be a payoff if she in fact like changed her mind and decided to stop, Ultraman and fight them together, right? That would be a payoff. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at all. She stays evil. Anyways, so he fights Ultraman. The battle is very quick. Do you want to know why? Because after he gets punched, right? Because Ultraman like beats the shit out of Superman. And Superman is on the ground. And Lex is like, "Hey, now's the time. Use the nanites to infect his lungs." Bro, she uses the nanites. You know the scene where it's like flipping over and he's like on the ground and he sees this? The nanites start going on him and then they start going down his mouth. And he's trying to take them off. And the nanites are like, and everyone's saying he's like, "Oh, he'll suffocate within a minute." Right? Because the nanites are going into his lungs, right? They're gonna shut down his lungs. And I'm like, okay, like what is he gonna do, right? I'm expecting some big spectacular way of Superman outsmarting them, right? Do you want to know what he does? He stands up, right? He stands up, and the nanites are all over his face, and they're counting down because Lex is still in his freaking box, right? And they're like, yeah, he'll be done in like, in about 30 seconds or something, right? He'll die and he'll suffocate in 30 seconds. Because he can remove them all he wants, but he can't remove them from his lungs. And it's like, okay, how is he going to escape? We then cut to Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific wakes up from his concussion. He sees Superman with the nanites on his face. I'm like, okay, is Mr. Terrific going to help him? Superman flies up. He just flies up. And he's like, and Lex Luthor is like, what is he doing? Right? He's like, hey, Ultraman, engineer, follow him. And he's flying up. And they're like, oh, he'll be dead within, a few seconds. He's flying up. They're like, whatever it is, stick up, hang on with him, right? Keep up with him. And the engineer is like, I can barely keep up with him. And he's flying up. And I'm thinking, what do you think is going to happen? I'm curious. What do you guys think is going to happen based off what I'm telling you? What do you guys think is going to happen? Because I can tell you what I thought was going to happen. I can tell you what I thought was going to happen. But what do y'all think is going to happen? Because I'll tell you what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was flying to the sun, right? And that they were eventually going to have to back off because they would freaking get hurt by the sun. That's what I thought. No, that's not what happens. He flies up. He's out of the Earth's orbit. We're now in space. And they're like, in 3 seconds. And then they freeze. They all freeze. I shit you fucking not. It's an Oreo sandwich. Superman's in the middle. Ultraman is on his leg. Engineer is on his back. They all freeze. Icicles, right? They're floating in space. And then they come falling down. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I like that, right? Because they freeze, and then on re-entry to the Earth's atmosphere, right, the fire is probably going to destroy, the nanites. No. That's not what happens. That's not what happens. They're falling, falling, falling. Eventually, the ice breaks away. Superman's face is still covered, but the engineer is like, hey, I'm not going to be able to survive this fall. Okay? And Lex Luthor is like, you stay with them. You stay with them. You're our only chance. You're, right? She's like, I can't survive this fall. They fall. Boom. Nanite chick engineer is dead. Oh, I'm sorry. She's not dead. She's unconscious. She's very faintly breathing. This cuts to Superman getting out, and he's like, he's removing all the nanites from his mouth, right? He's like, so you know the scene in the trailer where it's really dark and Superman gets lasered? That's when Ultraman comes out. Ultraman comes out with his tattered mask and everything, and Lex Luthor is like, you want to know how it was so easy and everything? He's gloating, right? And Ultraman removes the mask, and it's Henry Cavill, and I'm like, holy! No, I'm joking. No, I wish that would be crazy. No, it's Chris Cornsweat, right? But he has long hair. But the thing is, it looks off. It looks like he has a wig. It looks like he has a wig or the hair is CG or something. It looks really off. I don't know what to tell you. It looks off. I could be crazy. But it's David Cornsweat, right? And he's just like, nothing disfigured with his face or anything. He just has long hair. And he's like, and Superman's like, yeah, it's a clone. He's like, I cloned you. It was very easy. This is Lex in his ear. Lex, because Ultraman has a microphone to his chest, right, in a suit. So Lex is talking throughout the microphone. And Lex is like, it was very easy to clone you because I just took a sample of your hair strand and, I just cloned you. The only thing is this Ultraman may be more stupid than you are. And it's like, oh, okay. And he goes, B6, right? Because that's how he controls Ultraman, is through calling out these commands like it's like, they're playing Battleship or some shit. I kid you fucking not. He's like, B6 or something. And Ultraman goes, Pshoo! And that's where you see in the trailer where he's like, So, we have a fight with Ultraman and Superman. The fight lasts, I kid you not, about 5 seconds. There's nothing, everything you saw in the trailer, that's what happens. Oh, do you want to know how he gets that red eye around him? Well, there's a point in the fight. Like, there's nothing you're missing in this fight. There's nothing in the fight that you're missing. There's a point in the fight where Ultraman has Superman pinned to the pocket dimension break, right? The pocket dimension break. And Lex Luthor is screaming A1. Now, A1 apparently means Ultraman punches Superman in the face. So there is a scene, it lasts about a few seconds, of Lex Luthor just screaming, A1! 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 I shit you fucking not. I shit you fucking not. And Ultraman is just going, bam, 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 bam. And he's like, brains will always beat broad. He's screaming for like no fucking reason. Screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, why are you screaming, bro? He's like, you know why? He's like, I hate you. He's like, because there's a part, he's like, well, I did all this. I didn't do the Bolivia war to take over Bolivia. He's like, I did it to destroy you. And Superman is like, but why? He's like, because you're going to destroy us. And I'm like, why would you think that Superman was going to destroy you if you yourself just discovered the audio of his parents saying take over the planet and everything, like, it makes no sense for Lex to hate Superman. We are given no motive other than it's Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor hates Superman. Aside from that, that's it. Lex Luthor's big plan is to team up with the president of Boravia or whatever and take over a portion of the conquered land and create a technocrat utopia. That's it. That's it, bro. So eventually, Lex goes and says, hey, B5 or some shit, LZ. And that means for Superman or Ultraman to do the laser eyes. And Ultraman goes, ah! And he's lasering, Superman. Superman's like, ah. And that's when he says the line about brains will always be brawn. And that's how Superman's eyes become red. Because his face has been lasered by Ultraman. And Superman starts to smile with blood in his teeth. And Lex is like, what are you smirking about, huh? What is so funny? And Superman goes, brain will always beat brawn. And he starts to whistle. And that's when Krypto, we literally cut to Krypto in a dog store eating dog food, right? He's broken into this dog store, made a ruckus of it, and is just eating dog snacks on the ground. And he hears the whistle, and he goes, boom. I shit you not. That's when they play the Superman music. They play the Superman music for motherfucking Krypto. Yeah, bro. Gunn can go fuck himself straight to hell, bro. They played the Superman music for Krypto, who ends up saving Superman. That's correct. So imagine dun 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 dun, and it's Krypto, and he hits Ultraman off of Superman. And Superman is punching Ultraman. Ultraman is punching Superman. And then Ultraman gets him again. He pins him on the ground, right? He pins him again. Okay. This time, there's like a bus that's coming, right? Because the world is being sucked into this black hole. Because there's a black hole there. Remember the black hole? Well, there's a black hole. And everything's being sucked in. And Superman sees this bus being sucked into the black hole or whatever. But Ultraman has his arm. And he's got it pinned. And Superman dislocates his shoulder to swing Ultraman, boom, into this bus. And I kid you not, the next shot is Ultraman in this bus. It's just Chris Cornsweat's face going, ah, into the black hole. That's how he defeats Ultraman. He swings him around into a bus. And the bus that's being sucked into the black hole takes Ultraman with it. And we see him through like the window of the bus. Into the black hole. And then Superman pops his shoulder back in. And you all know the trailer scene where to Mr. Terrific's like, wow, you gotta stop playing, man. Because that's what he's saying. He says something like, hey, you gotta stop playing, man. This is serious. You gotta, come on, stop playing. You gotta stop, right? And that's where we get the scene where he's like, I'm not playing, man. I'm doing serious stuff. Bruh. This shit is fucking crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. Then we go to the next scene. Superman flies out. And that's when Lex is like, the Raptors are there. Because the Raptors, I guess, are is the soldiers, right? I think that's what they call them. The Raptors are there, Lex. And he's like, get them, right? Because Lex seems defeated. And the Raptors all get on Superman. Now, this is the shot where he's like, kill him or something. We're gonna kill you or we're gonna stop you. And that's where he's like, good luck with that, right? And he flies up, and we see this in the trailer. This is why I say this is all a trailer movie, because the best parts of the movie are in the trailer. He flies up, he punches, the guy after Krypto takes off the dog, and he flies, and goes, pfft. Now this is a cool shot. This is a moment where the Superman theme should have been playing. They don't play it. So all the guys start to grab on him, right? They start to huddle on him, kind of like in God of War. When all the enemies can gang up on you, and then you can flick the stick and shake them off. Well, all the enemies start jumping on Superman, like huddling on him, like in the Matrix. The burly fight team. They all start cupping on him, and he's in the air, and he starts spinning around real fast, and they all start flying off of him. And then it cuts to him doing the laser, which is in the trailer, and that's what we have. That's the shot. That's the cool shot. And bruh. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, the Justice Gang, the war in Boravia, whatever, where the kid is going, Superman, Superman, Superman. We get that shot. Green Lantern comes and saves the day. He's like, I know you wanted Superman, but you got somebody better. And Green Lantern goes there and he destroys, the enemy invaders and stuff like that. And that's where you see the shot of them throwing up the middle fingers. He's like, pff, pff, pff. But Metamorpho is with them as well. So Metamorpho is helping them destroy the enemy invaders and stuff like that. And they destroy them and they're all like, yay, woo. He's like, yeah. And Hawkgirl's like, hey, maybe Metamorpho should join the team. And he's like, he's like, join the team, not with an ugly mug like that. He's like, the Justice Gang, I like that. I like that name. And that's when, Green Lantern's like, you're in. And there's a chuckle from that line. Fucking stupid stuff. But Lex, that's when Superman, Lex is like, okay, screw it, let's get the hell out of here, right? Because he lost Ultraman, the city's going to be destroyed. They're like, hey, you've got to stop this before it destroys the planet. He's like, don't worry, I'll destroy it before it gets to any place that, that I like, right? He's going to allow it to destroy everything until it gets to a country that he likes. And he starts up the portal, right? And he sees Superman coming. And he tries to run to the portal, and Superman stops him, right? Superman stops him. And what's his name? Krypto is carrying Mr. Terrific. So Krypto is flying in with Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific comes in, and he pushes the guy out the way, and he goes beep beep bop 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 beep bop, right? And it closes the portal. Now the rift is stopped. Everyone is saved. And that's when Superman gives the line, that's what you've always gotten wrong about me, Lex. I bleed, I love, I feel just like everyone else. That's what makes me human. And I don't know, it just seemed out of place considering that Lex just murdered one of your fucking friends. Do you not remember this guy, Superman? You have nothing to prove to fucking Lex Luthor. He's trying to give a monologue to Lex Luthor as to why he's wrong about him being human or whatever. He's like, you know what? I'm human just like the rest of you. I'm like, Superman, what? He just shot this guy in fucking cold blood and then threatened to kill your family. Why are you monologuing to him about how much you're human? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? It's totally brain dead, this movie. It's fucking insane. Because I'm like, I remember that because that was a pretty fucking crazy scene to see somebody's head go like that after their brains being blown out. Right? But anyway, he's like, oh, you know what? I'm super, I'm human just like the rest of you. Okay, it's a good note, right? It's a good message, just not in this scene. It's just not, this is not the scene to have this speech. Anyways, we don't even get to rest on it because guess what happens? Lex Luthor is going, yeah, that's a good speech, but you know what? No one's gonna believe you because, and then we cut to Krypto tearing Lex Luthor apart, bro. He's banging Lex Luthor all over the room. He's like, ah, and Superman's like, Krypto, no, Krypto, put him down. And I'm just like, this isn't funny. This is fucking stupid. This is fucking dumb. Anyways, Krypto eventually puts him down. Lex Luthor has a broken arm. That's correct. Lex Luthor has a broken arm because of Krypto. Okay, one of his stooges is like, Lex, look. And he's like, what? So, fucking A. So you know how they got all the information from Lex Luthor's girlfriend, who they discover, by the way, and they put her in a box. Well, the story is broken out, right? Lois Lane has broken the story, and they're all saying how Lex Luthor is a traitor, and Lex Luthor was trying to, steal the foreign company, the foreign land, and everything. And so everyone turns against Lex. And that's where you get this shot of Lex going, right? He's just upset, and Superman's just going like this, right? He's going like this. Great shot. Superman looks awesome. That's what we get, bro. That's what we get. Lex gets taken away to jail. Superman sees Lois Lane. Apparently, in Superman, Lois Lane, they're like, would you like to have an interview? And she's like, yes, I would. He's like, let's go this way. Jimmy and what's his name? I forgot. The black guy. He's such a he's like in 2 shots in this movie. I don't even know why he's here. But he's like, so how long have they been together? So apparently they know Lois Lane and Superman are a thing. Anyways, that's where you get the flying scene of them flying up and they're kissing and everything. And it's like, okay. And that's when she tells him, hey, I love you. And, they're kissing and it's like, oh, that's nice. Lex gets taken away. We cut back to Superman in the Fortress of Solitude. Guess what Superman's doing again? Superman is healing. But wait, there's a spoiler. Supergirl comes. Supergirl is drunk out of her fucking mind. And Supergirl is like, hey, what's going on? You got my dog? And Krypto goes, and he's pretty rough with Supergirl. Krypto is like banging her against the ground, and the ground is cracking, and Superman's just like, he's like, ah. She's like, later, bitch. And there was like a parent, because there's like a family sitting next to me. And like the parent audibly gasped, like, oh my God. Right? Because it's just like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Later, bitch. It's just like, come on now. Like, this is supposed to be a family movie. Why are we having Supergirl say later, bitch, drunk? And, Superman is telling number 4, saying, hey, because number 4, they apparently didn't die. They rebuilt themselves back together. So, okay, not that we even knew who number 4 and the rest of them were, but they rebuilt themselves back together. And Superman's like, hey, you look good. And he's got this scar on his face. And he's like, I think it gives you character. And he talks about Supergirl. And he's like, she likes to go to red suns, to get drunk. Because she can't get drunk on a yellow sun. So that's what she does. And they're talking about, hey, that's not really healthy what she's doing. That's not really healthy. But anyways, he goes back to sit in the chair. And number 4 is like, maybe I'll get a real name, yada, yada. But he's like, would you like to see, a video of your parents? He's like, yeah, I would. Would that suit you? And he's like, yeah. And so instead of this time playing his biological parents, they play, Ma and Pa Kent. And it's video clips of him growing up as a kid. And the music is like funky music. And he's just in the chair healing again. He's just in this chair like this, just smiling as they heal him again. Cause it cuts to the sun healing him, right? It's like a wipe of like the whiteness, and it's the sun healing him again. So he's in this chair just looking at, looking at his past with his, Ma and Pa Kent, and they end the film like that. And the post credits is him with Krypto on the moon looking at Earth. That's the first one. The second post credit scene, are you ready? Because it's a doozy. It's Superman. Y'all remember the first glimpses of Superman? Do y'all remember this? It's this shot. It's this shot. Now, you're thinking this shot is going to be something, crazy of the movie. No. This is the end credit scene. They're looking at a crack in the building. And Superman's like, he's like, and Mr. Terrific's like, what? He's like, it's a little misaligned, right? He like, you want me to take it apart and put it back together again? He's like, no, it's okay. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And, Mr. Terrific walks off and he kicks a rock. And it ends with Superman going, you know what? I could be somewhat of a jerk sometimes. That's a shot. That's it. That's how the movie ends. When I say this movie is ass, I mean this movie is ass. When it comes to all my criticisms that I had about the visual effects, about the weird face transitions, it's all valid, bro. It's all valid. It's all justified. I don't know how anyone can like this movie. This is the worst Superman movie I've ever seen in my life. Is Jurassic Park Rebirth better? Better in what sense? As far as a cohesive story, yes. As far as the spectacle, I would argue no, just because it's a kaiju. It's a kaiju and there's a lot of CGI. Bad CGI, but, it's CGI. This was the worst Superman film I've ever seen. The fact that we don't even get Superman... We don't even get him doing Superman things by himself until like the last part of the film, and they ruin it. I just don't know what to tell you. Like the first 2/3 of the film is just him getting his ass whooped. That's all it is, bro. Because even with the kaiju, he doesn't even take down the kaiju. The Justice Gang takes down the kaiju. He saves the squirrel. He saves the Asian lady. He saves the little girl. And then he saves the lady with the building, right? That like all of those saves besides the squirrel are in the trailers. There is nothing in the trailers that is worth watching, I'll say. There's nothing in the trailers that's worth watching. Even the fight with Superman versus Ultron, it happens like that. And the reason why it happens like that, because they have to wrap up Lex Luthor. And I'm like, bruh, you didn't even give us a good freaking Superman versus Ultraman fight? Like, what? And in the Ultraman fight, he's getting his ass whooped. He's getting his ass whooped by Ultraman and ends up being saved by Krypto. It's nah, bro. God dang it. It's this ain't it, bro. I'm be honest with you, this ain't it. If you guys enjoyed it, or if there's someone who enjoyed it, good for them. This shit is ass. This shit is absolute dog shit. This is the worst Superman film I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, the worst, bro. The absolute worst. I was like, you know what? Let me see what they got. Because I know people were telling me, hey, you just have to see it, Lucas. You know, the special effects is gonna be fixed. None of that shit was fixed, bro. What you see is what you get, bro. What you see is what you get. There's never a shot like this, bro. This is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. And it's crazy because the beginning of the movie is him flying after he got his ass whooped. The beginning of the movie is this shot. This is the beginning of the movie. And then they try and do it. They try and go pan up to his the Superman logo. And it's like, how am I supposed to feel good when you just showed me him getting his ass whooped and then him screaming because of the sun? Like, how do you think that's a good, intro title sequence? There's like no hype whatsoever. This is horrible, bro. This is genuinely horrible. If you enjoyed this movie, I mean, kudos for you. For me, I thought this was horrendous. I thought the awesome aspects they had in the film were destroyed. Like that the movement, this one, right? This scene where he comes back and he's distraught from learning that his biological parents told him to conquer Earth, and he's having a heart-to-heart with Lois, who he just got into art. It's destroyed by this goofiness in the background. It's so bad, bro. It's so all over the place. And then the editing is horrible. There is a shot where it's Lex Luthor, it's from the back and he's gesturing and everything, but you can tell that it's a cut that doesn't align with what he's saying. So it's like him saying something, right? He's moving his lips, but it's not aligning with the audio that is over, placed over it. It's a fucking mess, man. This movie is a fucking mess, man. It was horrible, bro. It was truly horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. There's just, all of it's bad, man. All of it. I won't say all of it, but the parts where I was like, that is great. That's a great story there. There's a great story to be had here. And I have nothing against Corn Sweat. I really don't. I don't have anything against him. Because there are parts in the dialogue between him and Lois during that interview scene where I was like, there is a Clark Kent in there. There's definitely a Clark Kent in there. He just had a shit script and a shit director. Because he plays like the innocent, good boy really good. He plays that innocent, I'm just trying to help, man. I didn't know my parents would, he makes you feel something. It's like, poor guy. He thought, he lived his whole entire life believing that his parents meant for him to do good and to help, the country and to just do good, right? And then when he comes to find out his parents are like, no, fucking take over Earth, bro. Take it over. They're fucking weak. Destroy anyone who comes to you. Right? There's something there, bruh. There's something there. And Gunn just didn't want to go there. And he has all this pocket dimension, Mr. Terrific. We don't know fuck all about Mr. Terrific. Nothing. We don't know his superpowers. We don't know, his vulnerabilities. We don't know fucking anything. It's just that, okay, it's Mr. Terrific. Okay, there's fucking, metahumans. He just drops us into this fuckfest of Superman being Superman all this time, right? Superman being Superman all this time. Not once do any of these people during the scene say, Superman, right? They're all looking around him, bro. When he gets pummeled to the earth, the only person who helps him is the Indian guy. Everyone else is just like, this is the only guy who helps him. I'm like, if he's been Superman for quite some time and helping everyone out, you would think that more people would try and help Superman, right? Kind of like Spider-Man, right? Where everyone was trying to, hey, he's just a kid. No, look, as you can see, everyone is just watching him help Superman out of this brick, out of this hole. And this is the guy that gets his head fucking killed. His brain's blown out. And we never mention him ever again. There's not like a tombstone, Superman visiting the tombstone of this guy. That's it. He's literally a plot device to make you see that, oh my God, Lex Luthor is so evil. Oh, he's so evil. Shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy. Yeah, man. This movie is horrible, bro. This movie is horrible. I'm not even. And y'all, I genuinely wanted to like this movie. I genuinely, because I told y'all I'm not a fan of Snyder's Superman. I didn't like it. I like the tone of this, but after, right? Y'all don't understand. I was fucking like, I was in it to win it with that first teaser trailer. That first teaser trailer, I was like, oh my God, this is Superman. This is it. Then as the clips started to come out, I was like, this seems like a comedy. With the dog hitting him and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, if you want to have that, sure. Oh, that's what it is. I forgot to mention during the Ultraman fight, the reason why Superman even gets a chance at defeating Ultraman is because Lex Luthor has these bots that are showing Lex Luthor the fight, which allows Lex Luthor to tell Ultraman what to do to defeat Superman. So Superman tells Krypto to destroy the bots. That's right. So he's like, Krypto, go get the toys. This is the first time he's ever, told Krypto to do anything besides the time that he's like, hey, Krypto, help us. And Krypto didn't even listen, right? Krypto was licking the baby. So this movie is ass, bro. This movie is ass. Yo, ban Hemigod. It's a movie, dude. Don't take it so serious. See, that's the problem with people like you. That's the problem with people like you. You go and say, hey, it's a movie. Don't take it so serious. But then you turn around and tell people, please see it for yourself. This man is terrible. What did I say about the film that was inaccurate? Huh? Name me a scene that I said, that I described, that wasn't accurate. This movie is horrible. This movie is ass, fam. Everybody can say, oh, Lucas is this. But what you can't say is that I'm a liar. That's what you can't say. I watched the movie. I wanted to like the movie. I'm all about the Superman theme, okay? This movie was tonally all over the place. The fact that they killed this Indian man, we never hear from him again. He's never mentioned again. Crazy tonal shift. The editing is crazy. The CGI is just as raw as it is in the trailers. There is no fixing this. What you see, this is the CGI. It's just on a bigger screen. Yes, this is the CGI. I would say that you wait until it comes out online, because I would be surprised that there's not a bootleg copy that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days. This movie does not deserve to see the light of day. It is horrible. It doesn't even feel like a Superman movie where we have Jimmy Olsen around prostitutes. Like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, what are we talking about? First half of Superman is just him getting his ass whooped, and this is it. Nah, man. This isn't isn't it. If you guys like this, if what I described and you're like, yo, Lucas, that actually sounded good, Lucas. I actually want to see that. By all means, so be it. Some people may like this. I don't know what to tell you. For every movie that people hate, there's always a couple people who are like, hey, I loved it. I thought it was great. It was amazing. It was super. By all means. I'm sure there were people who probably liked the fan 4 stick, right? With, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan. I'm sure there are people who probably liked that movie and thought it was great and amazing. Sure. I'm not going to deny it. But for me, I loved Christopher Reeve. This isn't Christopher Reeve. I didn't like Henry Cavill, but I'll admit that Man of Steel, that fight scene was fucking epic. That fight scene, I don't care who you are. You can criticize, hey, he was destroying buildings, civilians were getting killed in the building. You can say all of that. But that fight scene with him and Zod, fucking fire. The fight scene with him and the other Kryptonians, fucking fire. You put hands on my mother. That shit was fire, okay? You can say what you want. That shit was fire, okay? Like, the fight scene was so dope, they put it in a fucking video game, bruh. Like, what are we talking about? The only time I can recall that happening is with Spider-Man, where they took the finisher from Spider-Man 2 and put it in, No Way Home. I'm just letting you know. There is no fight scene like that where it's like, yeah, he fights Ultraman. That fight scene happens in a few seconds and he doesn't even win. He has to dislocate his shoulder to beat Ultraman and suck him into a black hole. And he gets helped by Krypto in defeating Ultraman. There's not one case in this movie where he wins, where he has a win himself. There's not one case. Not one. Not fucking one. The Kaiju. He doesn't defeat the Kaiju. The Justice Gang does. The trailers are a fucking lie. Even in this movie, right? Even in this shot. This is a beginning shot. With the hammer of Boravia. He loses this fight. I don't know, man. It just didn't feel like a Superman movie. It didn't feel like a Superman movie, and that's with the theme. And I don't know, man. This anyone who's telling you this movie was great or was epic or was awesome, I would highly just be suspicious of their tastes in films, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just highly suspicious of their tastes in films. Hell, didn't Jeremy Johns say you needed to be drunk to see this movie? Didn't he say that? I used to watch Jeremy Johns back in the day. But didn't he give it like a drunk to see the movie?
Yeah, what a bummer. Right, so it'd probably be a better time if you're drunk. Yeah.
Bro, like, I'm not fucking lying. I'm not lying. I'll probably do a video, but this is just me coming back from the theater. You have to be drunk to enjoy this movie. Like, don't do drugs because you'll have a bad trip. Because that's how bad the editing is. It's jarring. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not lying to you, bro. I mean, I'm not even trying to be a hater, because I know everyone wants to say anyone who doesn't like the movie is a a Snyder fan. I'm not a Snyder fan. I didn't like James Gunn's not James Gunn's. I didn't like what's his name? Zack Snyder's Superman. I liked it in Black Adam, where he had the S curl and the Superman theme. I liked him at the end of the Justice League, where he was laughing and he was more upbeat. But other than that, I mean, Batman versus Superman, nah, I'm good. I'll pass on that. So I'm not a Snyder fan. I'm a Christopher Reeves fan, yes. But overall, it got me with the Superman theme. But they don't even use the Superman theme appropriately. And this guy, he's not even Superman. Throughout the entire movie, he's like mediocre man. He's mediocre man, and I think that's the issue. James Gunn wanted to fucking weaken him so much that he made him weak. He made him fucking mediocre man. He's not super. He's not super. And that's what fucking irritates me, bruh. That's what irritates me. Like, you can make him vulnerable. I don't have a problem with that. But every single fight he has, he's getting his ass whooped, bro. I didn't watch the movie. Like, you're like half of the movie in, and you haven't seen him get one W. Like, the movie starts with him crash landing to fucking Earth because he just got his ass whooped. And I'm just like, I don't want to see Superman constantly lose, right? I don't want to see him constantly lose. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to see him constantly get upset at stupid shit. It just, I want to see, I think it's to a point where he just seems like a regular dude with superpowers. That's not what Superman is, bro. And at worst, he seems like a naive dude with superpowers who has an anger management issue. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Who can't fight, right? And it's crazy because they tell us in the beginning of the movie, right? This is the first fight he's ever lost. We've never seen him win any fights. It would have greater gravitas if we saw Superman whooping butt, right? Throwing this guy away, throwing that guy away, throwing this guy away, beating Brainiac, something. This is our first entrance into Superman. You just can't right away exposition. This is the first, 3 minutes. This is the first fight Superman has ever lost. That doesn't fucking mean anything to us, James Gunn. This is our first entry into Superman. You're Superman. We haven't seen him take W's before. We come in with him taking an L and getting healed by the sun. We end the movie with him getting healed by the sun. And it's not like he's doing it heroic. They got this motherfucker in a chair like a Jerry Axis person. Like he's an elderly person that has to be, in a chair. Will Superman lay back and get healed by the sun? He's not even doing some bullshit by flying up to the sun and being, right? They got this motherfucker in the chair getting healed by the sun. Like, bro, what? He's supposed to be a younger Superman, right? Why they got him up in the chair like an old ass motherfucker getting healed by the sun? Nigga, fly your goddamn ass to the sun and get healed. This man sitting back in a recliner chair just taking in the sun. Yeah, show me videos of my parents. Nah, bro. Fuck James Gunn. Fuck the directors. Fuck the cinematographer. Holy fuck. On what fucking goddamn planet is this a good shot? Huh? What is this? What? Yo, fuck everybody on this team. I'm not gonna say fuck David Cornsweet because there is talent here, bro. He could be a really good fucking Superman. He really could. I'm not gonna lie. He could definitely be better than Henry Cavill. I will say that. but he's got to be given a good script, a good director. That's what he's got to be given. Because hot damn, I felt sorry for this man. This shit was ass. Straight fucking ass. At this point, restore the Snyderverse. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Because if this is what the fuck James Gunn has in store for us, you can go fucking fuck yourself to death, James Gunn. That's what you can do. Literally fuck yourself to death if this is what you have in store for us for the DCU. You're out of your goddamn mind, bro. This is a fucking layup. How do you butcher fucking Superman? It's a fucking layup. And you had the theme song? You had the theme song? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Anyways, you can take it for what it is. If what I described to you sounds amazing, then you're going to have a hell of a time come this week. I just don't know how anybody can enjoy this. Hashtag super shit. They had fucking monkeys on screens who were apparently supposed to be like trolls online. Hashtag super shit. Hashtag, I don't know, super fail or whatever. Monkeys at a computer going yo. Hashtag deport James Gunn. I'm done. I didn't really need to see it. This shit was crazy. Like the stream. Don't hold me. Everyone take care. Kiss your loved ones. Kiss your loved ones, because some of you aren't going to make it. If you go and watch this movie, some of y'all aren't going to make it. Some of y'all not going to make it. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to be honest with you. Make sure your will is done. Make sure your will is done, right? Because some of y'all ain't going to make it through this movie. I'm going to be honest with you. You're not going to make it. If you think I'm bullshitting on anything I said, or Lucas, you're just exaggerating, go ahead, watch it. Go ahead, let me know. Let me know. I try to warn you, okay? I try to warn you. So I don't want to hear it when on the news, come the 11th, 20 people have just mass suicided. Apparently, all 20 people saw the James Gunn Superman movie. What was that, Rick? Apparently, there's another suicide on the corner of Hollywood and 3rd. I'm just fucking letting you know, bro. Anyways, everyone, take care. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. I'll catch y'all mañana, bro.